end the year with some new shit. Sort of. I do that shit on the solo shows every once in a while, but never done on this one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RepTheWarriors.com. We are the Keyboard Warriors. My name is Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. And joining us from the other side of the moon, Mr. Jesse Rubalcaba. What's up, dude? You there?
What's going on?
He's alive. People have been asking about you, wondering, like, you're like Sasquatch. You show up, you never show up. We wondering if you're real. We wondering if you're real, bro. How you been, man? Let's give people a little bit of an update.
I've been good. Training for that triathlon, busting my ass, and I see Eddie's been really grinding hard. He's got his own gym. That's what I got to do. But yeah, just doing my thing.
Gotta make it happen, dude. Gotta train, cut the weight, and avoid the Rona. I ain't fucking around. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we made it to the end of 2020. It means fuck all for the most part, right? But Fred and I were talking before the show. When you end of the year really is like a personal thing, sort of, right? And you start the next year, you start with your new goals, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and by March you fucked it all off. Or for the very few of us that stick with it, you might actually see some shit through. So I hope whatever resolutions y'all make, you stick with them, you go through with it, and hopefully by the end of 2021, we're talking about some success stories within ourselves here, and of course the people that join us every night. But Otis, what's up, dude? Otis already in. Dude, Otis like grinds. Look at this dude. March 6th, Adesanya vs. Blachowicz for the 205 title.
Ooh.
Quick thoughts on that, Fred?
Amazing. I love it. Sorry, Glover. Glover. You're fucking old. I mean, like, I know you sort of kind of deserve it, but like, who? Let's not be fucking. Let's not play coy here. This is the more sexy fight. This is the fight that we want to see. Sorry, Glover. I guess you could have the winner, maybe, unless Adesanya wins and he decides to fuck off the heavyweight or whatever. Like, at that point, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Derek Brunson with Kevin Holland for March 20th. I'm down with that fight like a motherfucker.
Another one. Love it. Absolutely fucking love it. Although Kevin Holland's one of those guys that you can sort of plug in whoever against him at this point, and it's sort of an exciting fight. He's such an exciting guy. But yeah, Derek Brunson is an actual legit test for him as well. And an interesting skill set. Somebody who's not just going to necessarily sit there and strike with him. If shit starts going south, Derek Brunson has the wrestling chops to change the game up and actually test Kevin Holland in a different regard as well. So,
which is the fight that just dropped out like not too long ago? The Hazmat dropped.
I heard that he hurt his finger. No, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, he's supposed to fight?
Leon Edwards.
Edwards, right? And Leon Edwards. Leon's calling out
Jorge
Masvidal, right? It's like, come on, Masvidal, let's fight. Jorge might as well take that fight, but I don't think he will.
It's that weird classic thing, right? Where like you like some bitch, but she likes some other guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Hazmat wants to fight fucking Leon Edwards. Mm-hmm. Leon's willing to fight him, but he really wants to fight Jorge, but Jorge don't want to fight him. Like, it's a shit show. Jorge probably, more than likely, definitely ain't taking this fight on 2 weeks' notice. So as much as like that fight makes sense and that's something that should probably happen, I mean, we can all probably count out to keep it a bean. I hate to hurt everybody's feelings, but Leon's probably getting taken off that card.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, unless they like Neil Magny is about to smoke. So maybe if they can get the fight for Neil, it changes it. But like otherwise, who the fuck is he gonna fight? You know what I'm saying?
Look, Fred, I don't know. Maybe I'm way out of the loop here, but don't you think that at this point there's been such a long drought of Masvidal in the octagon that he should probably, if he's being smart, he should probably take this fight because it's a winnable fight for him. It's a tough fight, no doubt, but it's a winnable fight, and he could keep his little shine on his star after that beating that he took from the 170 champ.
I thought you were gonna say Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden beat him up. I'm just playing, Jorge. All right, you dope. But yeah.
Okay, so on one hand, I see your point, but no. Here's the fucking bottom line, man, and it's sad but true. Jorge Masvidal is now star, and Leon Edwards is not. But Leon Edwards, like, if he takes that fight with Leon, it's sort of a lose-lose.
Sure.
Because Leon's a bad motherfucker, but he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Jorge Masvidal is looking at, I don't know, a rematch with Usman, a super fight with Conor. Like, the names that he's got on the docket. Now, I agree with you. it would be smart for Jorge to take that fight and get that W and keep his name out there. But if I'm Jorge's manager, real talk, fuck that. Because if you take an L, it ruins everything. And that could very well happen as well. Would the hardcores respect Jorge for his balls? Sure. But does that pay your fucking bills and put your kid through college? Absolutely not. So if I'm his manager, fuck that. Fuck Leon Edwards. Let him fight Hazmat or Nil Mag. Let him fuck around and get beat by Nil Magny on some bullshit 2-week notice shit. We ain't getting wrapped into that. Fuck that.
100%, I'm with you. Really quick. All right, gonna do a couple more comments and we're gonna get started on our awards here. Hakeem Dawodu versus Shane Burgos, UFC 257.
Fantastic fight.
That is a fight that I'm surprised nobody's fucking talking about. As a co-main to Conor Poirier. Okay, this fight, depending on how Conor Poirier goes, obviously, this fight might overshadow that one at the end of the night.
Depending, yeah, it's except. Well, I mean,
I think it will. I mean, I think it could. Sorry, I think it could.
Yeah, Conor, it's going to be hard to outshine unless that fight's just boring. If anything remotely extravagant happens in the Conor fight, it's going to be hard to outshine that. But
right, unless we get like if we get a war from Hakeem and Shane, and then the Poirier McGregor fight is like quick knockout, it might win the night, but who knows?
Listen, not in Daddy Fred's book. If Conor comes out and knocks out Poirier, I'm gonna be over the motherfucking moon, Jack.
If it's the other way, okay, what happens if Poirier knocks him out? That'll be that will be the early stages of the year. That might be upset of the year right there.
Well, real shit though. Real shit. If he comes out and knocks out Conor in some fantastic way, I'll be bummed as a Conor fan.
Sure.
But as a fan of the sport, I'll be stoked because it'll be one of those moments. If he starches Conor and puts Conor to sleep, like boom, one hitter quitter, it'll be one of those moments where the world stops spinning for a moment, and that's sort of what we live for. I, as a Conor fan, will be like, God damn it. But like, look, when Conor did that to Jose, you know how many fucking Brazilians had the noose in the closet after that? You gotta be able to take if Conor comes out and Poirier does that to him, just boom, sleeps him. I'll be sad, but at the same time, this is what it's all for, man. I'd rather see that than a boring fight where both of them are sort of not going for it. Like I'd rather see my guy lose spectacularly than both of them sort of just have a boring fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't you kind of hope that like if you're a Poirier fan, don't you kind of hope that he's able to do that? Because right away Conor's going to be like, well, let's run it back again. So that's another payday for Poirier, who's a guy that, if you look at what he's doing for every fight that he does, he puts up his shorts, his gloves and stuff.
Everything.
And he's paying for kids, a lot of kids stuff where he's from, he's getting a lot of kids, stuff that they just, support that they're not getting elsewhere. So you kind of want him to do something spectacular so he'd be able to, get another payday.
I tell you what, dude, I love Conor, but I do tend to think that Conor's somewhat of a front runner. I tell you what, I think it depends on how he loses. If Conor gets fucking put to sleep, as much as I love Conor, that might be the last time we see Conor fight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, motherfuckers can say what they want about Conor. We ain't never really seen Conor get beat up on his feet. Like Khabib beat him up, but Khabib did what he did. He drug him to the ground. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We ain't never seen nobody fucking put them. I mean, I guess Nate did a little bit in that first fight, but he still beat the fuck out of Nate too. We ain't never seen nobody like lay Conor out. If Conor gets starched on the feet, knocked out on his feet, he might be like, yo, fuck it, I ain't got it no more. Like if I'm losing, like it's easy for Conor to look at the Khabib fight and just be like, well, if I can keep the fight on the feet, I know I can outstrike this guy.
Yeah.
Or he went back and got that win with Nate. So it's like, those things. If he comes out and Dustin just outboxes him and knocks him out, he might be like, well, fuck, this motherfucker flat beat me in my strong suit, Jack. Like, I ain't going to have nothing for him, period.
Yeah, try to give me a payday in boxing and move on.
I was going to say, do you think that pushes Conor into, like, these ridiculous boxing fights, like, against the whoever you want to fill in YouTube star? Is that what he becomes after that?
I don't think he goes that far. I mean, but even if Conor loses this fight, he's still got enough star power. He could fuck around and get the Manny or the Floyd or.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think he does that where it's the potential of a lot more money, a lot more exposure, and he doesn't have to do this, so many times in a year. He could do one fight a year and just be good.
Yeah, if he takes a devastating loss, I could totally see him sort of sliding out. Why the fuck wouldn't he? I would. Like if I was like if I took a major L and I was like, all right, that's it for me in MMA, at least as far as taking it seriously goes. Yeah, fuck Jake Paul. You want to get fucking thunderstruck for $100 million? I got you, homeboy. Or Floyd, you want to pitter patter me up again for another $100 million? I'll take that too.
I'll tell you what'll happen. If this dude gets knocked out at 257 against Poirier, okay, and he's done with MMA. He's only gonna take fights that make him big money, like big fucking money, Mayweather type of shit. And he's just gonna be a businessman. Why? I mean, why? Why not? Go be a businessman.
Exactly.
Dude, I don't care what anyone said. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's running out of money, spending it on this and spending it on that." It doesn't really matter. This guy's not an idiot. All right, he's a smart motherfucker. He's got businesses everywhere. The nasty ass fucking Proper 12, which I've tasted, is okay. I'm a whiskey guy, and this is not my thing. That one is not mine, but not my favorite. But he's making tons of money off of that. So hey, do your business stuff and don't get knocked out.
Here's the thing, though, too, man. People always say that, like Jameson, Proper 12. So, so does Jameson.
Jameson's not great.
Jameson is not a good whiskey. And let me tell you something. Budweiser is a shit beer.
Terrible.
But they sell a fuck ton of it.
Exactly.
I was gonna say it sells a lot.
Because it's cheap and it gets you where you need to be. So like Proper 12, like you whiskey snobs can come out and be like, oh, it's so gross. People are still fucking with it. It's like, what is it, like 16, 18 bucks? I bet you if you drink a bottle, you in the room's fucked up. So it's like, it ain't gotta taste great. He ain't saying he's got fucking the finest whiskey on planet Earth.
I'll tell you this right now. All right, the country of Mexico by itself is probably enough for Budweiser to be making plenty of money for their shareholders for the rest of eternity. All right, that's enough. All right,
it's not good beer.
It's gross. I can't even. I used to do Bud Light for beer pong. Anyway, all right, let's get started on these end of the year awards. I'll get to everyone's comments. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna be doing a tiny bit of skipping around here and there. Actually, I gotta send somebody a DM right now, right?
Yep. It's about that time.
All right, let me get my boy. See, all right, see if he jumps on. All right, so we're gonna be bringing in people in and out a little bit, not too many and too crazy. Near the end of the show, we first talked about. We probably should have figured out exactly what time that would be, but near the end of the show, if you're in the Keyboard Warriors chat on Twitter, I will put the link up on there, okay, for you guys to come on, and one by one, we'll give everyone like a minute or two. All right, here's what we need from you, okay. I said in the chat, I said, have something to say. No, have a moment from this last year in MMA, a moment that touched you, that you will never forget, a moment that you thought was significant in MMA in this last year. Okay, that's going to be the question. So you're going to have up to 2 minutes or so to give your thoughts on what the moment was for you, and then we're going to kick you out and get somebody else in. All right, we're going to get as many people as we can in before the end of the show. And see how insane this one gets. We might even get kicked off YouTube.
This seems reminiscent of when we tried to have Andrea Kaye on and you put the link up there.
Yeah.
That was a scary moment for a bit.
Delete. All right.
Listen, if none of y'all motherfuckers show up either, I'm taking that link and I'm fucking tweeting it on the Twitter. All of it, any of you motherfuckers, somebody show up. Rush the fucking camera. Let's see how many people this cocksucking fucking.
We're for sure getting a dick on our screen at some point if they do that. All right. First award of the night here. We're gonna go backwards from the list I sent that I put in the chat and that I sent you guys. First award gonna be promotion of the year. This is not gonna be difficult at all.
I don't even know why this is a question. I love you, Eddie. I know you probably these are the questions that we get, but this is a jerk off fucking question. It's the goddamn fucking UFC. Listen, the only way this is a real question is what's the second best promotion of the year? Then we can maybe have a discussion, but even then, I think it's universally Bellator. Mm-hmm. So maybe the discussion is who is number 3? Is it one? Is it
what about this? What about this? I still subscribe to a tweet that I saw, and I think it's very, very real. Probably researched it very well, but I know
I know what you're about to do.
Had so many viewers recently, and I mean they are crushing it over in Asia, over 1 billion views. UFC doesn't even get that, so
that made me laugh so hard. She got dragged.
Yeah, this is where we mute fucking Jesus' mic with that fucking one talk. Yeah,
damn it. Look. You're right, Fred. How could you not say that it's the UFC, seeing as how they are literally the only promotion that had the money and, as a lot of people would say, the cojones to challenge, basically
COVID.
everybody and say we're going to do this, we're going to do it safely, and we're going to get it done, and they got it done.
Check
That's
this out. Check
yeah.
this out. Fuck MMA and combat sports. This year, 2020, the UFC has been the best sports organization in the
Easily.
world. Period. Bar none. Above everybody. Soccer, basketball, football, fucking everybody. Everybody. I mean, the truth is, the UFC was the first one back. They've ran more events than everybody. I think, I might be speaking out of turn, but I think they've had more success at keeping the COVID numbers down.
That's what I was going to say.
Outside of the NBA, yes.
Yeah,
I think did the NBA have a couple of people that just broke protocol, got infected?
Yeah, no, they didn't get infected, but these idiots broke protocol. That's all it was.
Right. So, I would say in terms of people, fighters from around the world, camps and everything, and they had the least amount of problems with COVID. Right. They caught it early. They would cancel fights, and it just seemed like they had it really under control. Not like football, where every week, Eddie, you and me having our fantasy football league, every week, one of our players, two of our players, three of our players are out for COVID.
I still made the goddamn championship game. I made the championship game, and I had one guy, I think Jarvis Landry, caught COVID, and I lost because of that. That's bullshit. Anyway, sorry, I'm salty about it. But yeah, no, it is a UFC. I'm broken. What's up, bro? Says Bellator. Laura says one championship. Fuck Bellator. Here's the thing. Okay, so here's the reason I put that question on there. It's not because there was an actual argument. My whole point when I came up with that question was like, who the fuck else was there? Nobody.
Right.
Fucking nobody. For as much shit as we want to give Dana White for being a prick, because he is, but it takes a prick to run that shit sometimes. He did it right. Started off a little rocky, sure, agreed, okay, but then he rented a goddamn island, basically, to run clean, safe events, and he pulled it off. So you got to give him that credit. You got to give UFC that credit. So 100%, it's UFC. It's the only game in town this entire year. They honestly, for as much shit as Scott Kirk wants to talk about, we have this division and that division, the UFC owned 2020 in the world of MMA. They always own it, but they stamped it. That shit was stamped on.
Question though, do you think moving forward, Bellator, with the acquisitions they're getting, do you think that they're going to try to make a push at trying to say that they have the best people, even though we know that a guy like the Cuban guy who just left, they also Romero, right, and they also have Bader, who was a former UFC guy. They have so many people that are former UFC guys. And it seems like Scott Coker is trying to build his name off of former UFC guys. Do you think that this coming year, they're going to try to make that push that, look, we have some of the best fighters, the UFC is missing out on these guys?
Yeah, they will try to push that narrative, and maybe a couple fucking shitbird ass fuck losers will believe them. But in the grand scheme of things, listen, there's a reason they are former UFC fighters. It ain't because they was winning belts. Like, if you think DW ain't gonna throw Yoel Romero, he gonna be like, did you see that fucking fight with Israel Adesanya? It fucking sucked. He stood there like a statue. And Ryan Bader's been a piece of shit since 1992. Watch him, John Jones fight.
That man pulls it off, dude. Dana White pulls it off. These dudes go at the right time, fucking every time. Just always pulls it off.
Yeah, I mean, Bellator gonna try to sell that narrative, and I ain't hating on them for it. But at the end of the day, we all know what time it is. There's no sense in even trying to fight the UFC at this point.
I'll get some shit for saying this, but once Bellator, once MVP got knocked out by Lima, about the only good thing that Bellator has going for them is Valerie Lareda. I'll say that shit. I don't give a fuck. Scott Coker, to me, is full of shit.
Tev, my man, can you hear us?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yo, how y'all doing, boys?
Good, man. How you been?
I'm well. Thank y'all for having me. Yo, was my audio fucked up when I first joined?
Nah, dude. I was trying to find a break in there to let you in the room.
Oh,
because as soon as when everyone joins into this thing, because we're using StreamYard, you get put in a green room, right? So I saw you. So when you bailed out for a second, I was like, he probably thinks I can't see him. All right, but yeah, but you're good. All right. So let's get right into it, man. So what was the other question? Oh, we'll do commentator of the year, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So Fred came up with an interesting concept before we started the show. As we always do, we always change shit last second, which actually ends up being a better show. So we were thinking, or Fred was thinking, what is a moment in this year in MMA that stood out to you, right? That's about the right phrasing there, Fred?
Yeah. That's so like, look, we're going to talk about, I think with Tevin, we want to do a male and female fighter.
Male and female fighter, right.
But we could do that pretty easily.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a little discussion. We had a very weird year with MMA, man. We had a fucking strange year, all of us, all around.
Mm-hmm.
But MMA was one of the very few sports that got back to it early. So we really had a nice place to come back and enjoy our sport together during a really fucked up year and a weird time. So I just figured, was there a moment that stood out to you that felt really good? Or anything, or just something that was super entertaining. What do you remember from this year in MMA? What stands out to you?
Yeah, like I think of a couple things. I think of when I think of the year in MMA, I think of them trying to do the Tachi Palace show.
Oh yeah.
That stands out to me as like something that was fucking absolutely crazy this year. I mean them trying to work outside of a commission and actually put on that Tony versus Khabib fight, like it was on that Native American reservation. Like,
now how did you feel about that at the time? Were you in the camp that you were like, yo, that's a wild boy and let's get it done? Or was you like, this is completely irresponsible? What the fuck are you doing?
I feel like I was pretty firmly on the side of what the fuck are you doing? I feel like the only reason that gave me pause was that, like, any other fight but Tony and Khabib, I would have been like, you are absolutely wilding the fuck out. But a fight that's been so fucking anticipated and canceled fucking 5 times, like I get it, the effort, but yeah, I mean, pretty firmly on the side of you're wilding the fuck out. You about to do a whole 10 fight card, no commission. This will be the one time somebody gets seriously fucked up with y'all's luck. Seriously hurting there, and then what? Like, but yeah, what about y'all? Y'all was cool with the Tachi Palace show? What's up?
Man, to be honest with you, it's kind of foggy. I don't remember. I want to say that, I was like, fuck it. I want to see that goddamn fight. But you know what? I don't remember whether I remember, dog, we were doing this show and it was right after the NBA stopped the regular season. That was the moment that I started taking it really seriously. So if it was after that, then even if I thought they were wilding, even if I did want it, I knew it wasn't going to happen. Like, when they shut the NBA down after that, I'm like, yo, we ain't getting Tony Khabib ain't bigger than the rest of the NBA's regular season. Like, y'all can stop playing with that. Like, when that happened, I was like, all right, we can want all we want, but y'all can give that shit up. I don't give a fuck where they go. Like, they just shut down the NBA season. That's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. We ain't getting our little punk ass Tony Khabib fight much as we want it. It ain't happening.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that night we were literally live on air when the news broke.
Yep. No, you're right. I was going to tell you that because I was working on a highlight video and then my old computer totally ate shit. So now I'm not going to have a highlight video this here. But that was one of the moments I went to look for because we were talking about what the fuck we were talking about. And I always read the I read the headlines right now. I have websites up, I refresh it once in a while to make sure we got everything up to speed. And I had ESPN on. It's like NBA shuts down the season. And I was like, holy shit, they just shut down the NBA. And that, I think I said something like, dude, that right there just shut down the whole world. And it did. Because the NBA shut down and everybody is like, what the fuck do they know? Shut it down. Shut it down. What the fuck's going on? Like,
and I think, I was going to say, Fred, I think that night, we all kind of agreed that it would be great for the UFC to continue and do this event. But we were skeptical on how they were going to do it.
Safely,
and
right?
I think that was our big thing. It was like, yeah, it'd be great to see these events going forward. And Dana White was saying, you know, we're gonna do it no matter what. But I think all three of us were skeptical on like, how are you gonna create a bubble if the NBA didn't even think of how they were gonna do it? They just shut everything down. You know, so we were kind of skeptical on Dana White's idea.
I do remember there was a few wild boys that just didn't want to give it up.
Yeah.
We flared that like, nah, Tony Khabib's still gonna fight. They gonna fight on the moon. with like suits on and stuff, but they gonna fight the watch. Dana White said they gonna fight. It's like, bro, they ain't fighting. Get that fight up.
Yeah, dude. I
that shit got
remember.
crazy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that shit got crazy. I mean, it's really like the fact that whole man that didn't like who was this? It was like Senator Dianne Feinstein or some shit. It was like specifically her office put out a memo that was like, "Yo, y'all ain't doing this little UFC 248 shit
Yeah.
or 249 shit, whatever it was." Like it got to a wild point. It got to a wild point. But another if I can get to another moment that stood out to me would be Khabib's retirement. That felt like Jordan hitting the last shot. That felt like some shit, and that's another moment that definitely stands out.
Fair enough. I for one don't bit more think that Khabib is retired than the man on the moon.
Yeah.
I think we see Khabib fight again for fucking sure. But if he actually stays gone, that'd be hella surprising.
Right. Let's see. Then Tony cut weight a month before Justin fight for no fucking reason. Yeah, right. He did it on like live on Facebook or some shit. He weighed in, and I'm like, why the fuck, dude? What was the point of that? Like,
I tell you what, I'll throw out a few moments throughout the whole show. But one of the biggest moments to me, man, was that first fight back.
Yeah.
When Tony fought Justin. Bro, we hadn't had no UFC for a few weeks. I was about to have to whoop some folks up for some toilet paper. And dog, it felt so good. Even though there was no crowd, it felt so good to just real shit, dog. It helped, I think, a lot of us get through that sort of weird anxiety and depression because we're so used to Saturday night getting on Twitter and watching our fights, man. It might be a small knit community we got, but we really depend on that shit. We be there like that, and we didn't have it, and it was fucked up. And then like for the UFC to be the first one, and it was a banger of a fight, so it was like, yo, we're fucking back. Twitter was jumping.
That whole part, dude.
That was just a real important moment for the sport. And like low key for the world, man. Like it gave us all, like, I don't mean to get too cheesy or generic, but it really did sort of give us a slither of hope when shit was still really like, now we sort of used to it. We wear our masks, we moving and grooving. Yo, like 8 months ago, I thought we were gonna fucking die. Like this shit was wild. And the UFC came back just in the nick of time, man, to be like, yo, some fucking normalcy.
I don't want to just be up here talking shit about them the whole time. They deserve mad credit for putting that show on because, like you said, it ain't no secret that a large portion of MMA Twitter relies on these Saturday night shows as fucking mental health fucking outlets
Real
or whatever
shit.
the fuck you want to call it. But yeah, that and that fight, man, was ridiculous. Tony dropping him at the end of the second. Like you said, the no crowd. Like I remember just being so excited to just watch, to just listen, just have no crowd, just have no audio. I was so excited to hear shots land and shit talk, and that part of it definitely lived up to it. That's a moment out that we've gotten a lot of moments out of that. And just the fact that there's no crowd. There's been a lot of memeable, viral moments and fighters talking to each other that would have 100% been lost in crowd shows.
So the thing with that, so I know the last MMA event before the shutdown was in March. It was in Brasilia, right? Main event was Kevin Lee and Charles Oliveira. You guys remember it was that third round submission. Charles Oliveira subbed his ass.
Yep.
The one where we came back, I'm just gonna going off the main card, forgetting the Greg Hardy boring ass fight. Jeremy Stevens got knocked out in the second round by Kevin Kattar. After that, Francis Ngannou knocked out Rosenstruik in the first round, seconds into the fight. That's the same night Henry Cejudo hit Dominic Cruz with that knee and then finished him off in the second round. And then, of course, Tony Ferguson get finished in the fifth round on his feet. That might be, and I didn't even put the question on there, that might be the best event in the entire year.
Bro, I got goosebumps just hearing you read that and knowing that was, and bro, here's the thing, dog. Like right now, we got a nice little 4-week lull between these fights, right? But it's like, it's not bad because we know it's coming. Bro, at that time, we didn't know what was happening, dog. We didn't know if we were ever going to get fights again. So, like, it just meant so much. And then to get some, like you said, I forgot that like the whole card was fantastic. Yeah, that was an amazing night of fights, capped off with just a great ass fight.
Yeah, just outside, like I said, outside of the Greg Hardy fight, that rest of that main card was fire. Perfect. So, all right. Male fight of the year. Pretty. I think we'll get probably a couple different answers here and there. None too crazy. Jesse, you want to go first?
I'd rather hear your guys's because I've turned into a filthy casual. So I want to hear what you guys got to say. I have one.
That's why I picked you first.
Look,
sir.
look. Okay, fine. I have one in mind. And I think the biggest name this year has to be Khabib. The guy, did what he had to do, and then retired and has kept, basically the whole MMA Twitter and the MMA community still talking about him. Like, nah, he's not retired. Well, maybe he's retired, but he'll come back for this fight, or he should fight this guy. Like, he's still in the whole vernacular of MMA, even though he's not even fighting anymore. Connor's still a big name out there, and a lot of people, still want to put his name out there. But Khabib still had some fights this year, and he did what he had to do, got out of there undefeated, still champion, and retired this year. So to me, it's Khabib.
All right. Babe, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with my guy Figgy, my guy Davison Figueiredo. I think he had the most gangster year out of any UFC champion in a minute. Where I feel like people are I feel like we're kind of I don't want to say spoiled, but like I feel like it wasn't that long ago where I feel like the majority of the complaints about the champions were that they were not active enough. So many people talking shit about Woodley and a myriad of other guys for not being active enough. And I think Figueiredo, I guess missing weight the first time he smoked Benavidez could be held against him, but he smoked Benavidez, gave him a clean rematch after the headbutt controversy, smoked him again, then beats Alex Perez, fighting essentially a number one contender, at least a top 5 in the division. Then takes another title defense in 3 weeks. He could have won that belt and held on and just been a champion and just worn those ridiculous outfits that are so clashing but kind of fire at the same time, and been a champion but took a defense on fucking 3 weeks and put on top fight of the year contender. In any other year, I feel like if this was any other weight class, it wouldn't even be a question. Actually, if this was any
100%.
other weight class besides flyweight, this would not even be a question. But to me, it's the homie Figgy.
Fred?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously I hate the fucking, but I second that emotion. It's got to be Figgy. Like I've had a whole resurgence with the flyweight division in general this year because of him. That's all I got. There's really the only other and really, this isn't fair because it's not. I don't really necessarily agree with that. I would say Izzy, just because he sort of got that bad taste of the Romero fight out of like, now we all remember him for fucking destroying Paulo Acosta, which was a huge fight. He made light work of him. It was only one fucking fight, but goddamn it, it was a big one, and it couldn't have been more of an impressive win. So just for the sake of not saying the same exact cocksucker, Izzy had in one fight a pretty fucking good year.
Yeah, and Kyle, I know you're in the waiting room. You just give us a couple minutes. We'll bring you right in. All right. And then mine's gonna be apparently the only one. Justin Gaethje. All right, came out, knocked out Tony Ferguson at 249. Somebody felt that it was gonna be a foregone conclusion that Ferguson versus Habib was gonna be the next fight, right, on Fight Island. And then so then we got this fight versus Gaethje instead. Everyone thought it was a formality. Nope. The kid from Stafford, Arizona gets into the cage against Tony on short notice. Not only finishes Tony, but outclasses him completely. All right. Complete, just insane. Now, people are going to say Izzy, right? He decisioned Yoel, and then he's in Bellator now. He finished Paulo Costa, which was sort of expected. To me, Gaethje is getting that, edges them with that win over Tony, and then fighting for a belt during a pandemic year when no one expected anything out of Gaethje. No one expected jack shit out of Gaethje this year. So to me, that just made him fight of the year. But yeah, all right. And then real quick, Tev, female fighter of the year. Who would you pick on that one?
That's a tough one. I feel like that's a bit tougher. I guess I gotta go Weili because I feel like I guess it's hypocritical because my male fighter of the year was heavily based on activity, and then here I am picking Weili, who only has one fight.
Yeah,
her
one fight.
is incredible. And I feel like the magnitude of that win, I feel like I'll fucking say I was wrong all day. I had a lot of questions about Whaley. I thought Joanna was gonna actually torture worse than she did. I mean, I thought it was close enough for Joanna to win it, but I was expecting Joanna to really put it on her. And it's just one win, but I feel like she might have got the most followers in 2020 out of any UFC fighter outside of like Chimaev and Holland or some shit. Like, I feel like she's a superstar in China. She's an international superstar in a division that she could maybe string some wins together. I'd go Whaley.
There you go. I'm gonna go quick. I'm gonna go Shevchenko, based solely on activity. You know, Whaley got the one fight. Amanda got the one fight against Felicia Spencer, who should have finished, didn't or couldn't. Whatever you want to pick on that one. Maybe she just let her live for 5 rounds. Chris Cyborg had a fight, 2 fights against who, and then Kayla Harrison making a name of herself over in PFL or trying to. Now she's calling out Clarissa Shields, whatever the fuck. All this kind of stuff. To me, the only one that went out there and not only finished Caitlin Chikagian, which of course we supposed to do, but she finished. Oh damn, I forgot the other young lady she fought. But that was actually, but it was on the ground. Like, she took her to the ground. That was a ground fight, which Shevchenko being a Thai champion, nobody expected out of her really. They still don't. So to me, that to me just made her, the female fighter of the year. Fred, who you picking?
Unlike my pick for fighter, male fighter of the year, I'm going to pick somebody for activity.
Okay.
I'm going to do the exact opposite of Ted this go around. I'm picking Angela Hill.
Hey,
Angela Hill had a hell of a year, man. She won a bunch of big fights. She was the fucking female Kevin Holland. She was ready to rock. And the fights that she did lose were fucking close bangers of fights. Her and Michelle Watterson was a fantastic fucking fight.
And I thought Angela Hill won that shit.
And I thought Angela Hill won that fight too. So it's like that would have been what, 4-0, 5-0 or some crazy shit like that during the pandemic.
Yep.
So like, and again, that that was a split decision against Michelle Watterson, who is a fucking animal. So yeah. Angela Hill, female fighter of the year.
Jesse, your casual answer.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love my casual answer.
Okay.
I would normally pick and agree with Tev because Whaley has kind of impacted her neck of the woods, that whole Asia market, and she's really, really marketable, and she proved a lot of things with her fights, right? Like, a lot of people kind of like counted her out, didn't think she was going to be able to win, won the title, defended it, all that stuff. But to me, I think, and I know you guys are going to hate this, to me, it's Clarissa Shields. And the reason is, wait. The reason is because she has been a person that everybody has talked about all the time about, well, she could give, this person a fight if she comes to the UFC, if she does this. Yeah, go.
Hey, I'm sorry, but you guys can't see him, but Kyle's making a fucking face right now. I'm gonna bring in Kyle real quick. Fuck it. We're gonna get crazy. Look at Kyle.
It's all right. Hey, it's my casual pick of the year here. But I just say that with her announcement of being, in MMA now, I just pick her.
All right, hey, fair enough, man.
I like it. That's a hot take. I like it.
Fair enough.
That take is on the fucking lava fields, is what that take is. That's the hottest fucking take ever that's been had.
Dude, fucking Jesse took like 4 or 5 months off, came back with fire. Need not give a fuck. Jesus Christ.
Can I interject real quick? I know you guys are doing something. Let me just interject super quick. I just want to you guys are growing. The show's getting a lot bigger. You guys are doing great stuff. It's a great show. And now you guys have been able to get Skip Bayless on the show. So that's just I just want to congratulate you guys for being able to get him on the show.
Thank you. That was my goal for today.
Yo, that was literally his nickname on this show for like 6 months, was the Skip Bayless of MMA and shit. Like, so that's how apropos.
He's so happy you said that shit. All right, Ted, man. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Appreciate you coming on. We will have you back, sir, in 2021. It's not the last time we see Ted on Keyboard Warriors. This dude's gonna be back plenty of times. All right. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely, guys. I appreciate that shit. Hey, I don't consume a lot of MMA content, but I consume y'all shit. I be listening to other podcasts and watching other YouTube shows, but I'll be watching y'all shit. So appreciate
it, man. Appreciate it.
I'll talk to y'all, man.
Appreciate
all
you,
right, brother. Take care, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now joining us from the Loudmouth MMA show, Kyle. You just saw him a second ago. That is the dude. I swear to God, you made that face. I was so upset. Like, I had to bring you in because I was the only one that could see it because I'm the one that controls the green room. And I was like, damn. I mean, you spoke for everyone in the chat.
Oh boy! Listen, I do love me a good hot take, but wow. I don't even know if that's even a hot take.
That fucking take was on the goddamn fucking surface of Mars, is what that take was. Listen, I do love that Clarissa Shields is fucking coming over to MMA, but fucking anointing her MMA female fighter of the year. Fuck.
I got more for you. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, hang on. He's got more. All right, Kyle. So we've been doing these. We'll keep sharing more as all of us as the show goes on. Moments that stood out to you, I guess, in MMA this year. What was one that stood out to you from this pandemic, crazy ass 2020?
Yeah, I think this isn't a moment that stood out to me, but I do want to. We harp on the UFC a lot, and so I'll just take your question and morph it into answering something completely different. But just how well I think the UFC has handled all the COVID stuff. I'm wildly impressed with how this has gone about. You've had more issues in the NFL than I think you've had in MMA. Now, granted, there's a lot more people involved there. That does make sense. But MMA has been a lot more active. So, I'm uber impressed with how that's been done. So I assumed we were not going to have MMA. I mean, I'm blown away that we're still here doing this.
100%, dude. It's so crazy. In a year where everything else got canceled out, and like you said, the NFL is having COVID test pop, left and right. It's remarkable. You got to give the UFC and Dana White some credit for real.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. And like I said, look, man, I'm gonna keep throwing out little moments here and there. But another big moment that stood out for me this year was certain fighters' ability to make a lot of money and get their name out there. We just alluded to Angela Hill, got like 4 or 5 fights in, really sort of turned around and rejuvenated her career a little bit. Kevin Holland came out of nowhere and fucking literally became a star. It gave a lot of fighters, if they were willing and they weren't COVID stricken, the opportunity to really make some good money and really fucking get their fucking name and brand built up. So that was also a really fucking sort of cool thing that happened this year.
Yeah, making the best of a situation that is less than ideal, and being able to stand out during that. We're going to get to this stuff, but like a guy like Chimaev, I don't know if he gets kind of lost in the sauce if it wasn't for dealing with what we're dealing with, and him being able to step up and make that happen.
Absolutely.
Otis says Holland has 5 matches in 7 months. Right. Like there's Fred, just to piggyback of your point. You've had fighters that we haven't heard from in who knows how long. They sit back and wait. And you have hustlers like Hill, Holland, Hazmat. I like how we call him Hazmat. Hamzat. All these different fighters that are just like, fuck it, I'm a hustle. Any fight you got, give them all to me. It's just like a hustler's market at that point. Like they were just going in.
Hey, look, you know what? I tell you what, cocksucking cute Neil Magny has actually made me a fan. I got to give it to Neil. When motherfuckers be acting scared and afraid, Neil be like, "What's up, coach? Put me in." Yep. Oh, Leon Edwards needs a dance partner in like 3 days. Put me in, coach. Like, you got to hand it to Neil Magny. He been trying to get the fights. Motherfuckers just low-key don't want to smoke with Neil. Hazmat was looking for a dance partner. Motherfucking Neil was like, "What's up with it?" Hazmat didn't want that Neil smoke either. You know what? I changed my mind. I like fucking Neil Magny. Fuck it.
And now you're gonna pick him.
I fuck with Neil.
All right. Let's move on to our next category here. We're gonna go. Let's go knockout of the year.
All right. You know what? I'm changing the goddamn game right now. And you cocksuckers might just have to go ahead and Google it. Knockout of the year. Don't you pick that fucking kick. All right. Knockout of the year, but that fucking kick, you can't pick the cocksucking kick. All right. Like,
I got it. You.
It's not even fun. Like, we all know that was a knockout of the year. That fucking wild, goofy kick. Other than that, and I just fuck myself because now I don't know what I'm going to pick.
I know what I'm going to pick. I'll go first.
One of you fuckers go first. But goddamn, it's something other than that kick because we all
right.
Fuck stinks.
And we all saw that kick, Buckley or whatever, Joaquin Buckley and all that. Fair enough. I'm going to go with Cody Garbrandt. Pulling off that knockout, was it like it almost looked like he dug down to the ground and then brought it over and slept Sunsao in a fight Where I thought since I was gonna win, Cody Garbrandt brings it out, knocks him out.
Good
nice
shot.
Quick.
One hitter quitter. That's a good pick.
Yes, sir. Anyone's got one ready?
You filthy fucking casual. Splat, what do you got?
I'm trying to think. I guess it to me it would have to be correct me if I'm wrong, but Justin Gaethje KOing
Tony?
What's that?
You Tony? No.
Yeah, Ferguson.
Tony? Okay.
Yeah, Ferguson. Just because to me it felt like the end of like Tony's mystique of not being able to get finished, not being able to get hurt. It was just like amazing to see that guy go down in the fashion that he went down. So to me, that.
All right, I was gonna throw out Valerie Loretta for knocking out whatever the chick's name was, and then like twerking in the cage. That shit was that was just like a perfect "hey, shit the fuck up" moment. But anyway, Kyle, you got one? Kyle, can you hear us?
All right, Kyle is apparently having some technical difficulties, but his mic is muted.
All right. Huh? What other one was there? It was let's see if I can pull one up. Ooh, okay, all right. Go ahead, chat. Bring him out. Corey said hanging with a spin kick on Moraes.
Beautiful. And you know what? We just seen one. Fucking Kevin Holland knocking out Jacare from fucking on his butt cheeks.
Yep, that was dope.
Was
it 17 seconds. That was scary.
Yeah, that was a good knockout too.
That was
good one.
So crazy. Anyway, Jesse.
What wasn't there just one that happened where the dude was on the ground and he knocked somebody? Oh, that was okay.
Yeah, Holland over Jacare off his back, butt on the ground. He throws a right hand, just pops him.
Yeah,
right.
Was Cowboy Conner this year?
That was the very first event of the year.
I mean, I don't know, call knockout of the year, but I mean, it's fucking impressive, you cocksmokers.
You know what? It is every year Fred just having Conor in almost every single category, and then what Conor has to do is just transition to being a woman, so Fred can give him also the female fighter of the year.
Holland cheated. What the fuck are you talking about? And Ngannou putting Rosenstruck down.
Yeah,
that was wild.
That was a good one too. You know what? As much as I hate to admit it, I guess maybe barring the fucking goddamn kick Herb round world, maybe it was old Hazmat's knockout of fucking Meerschaert. I mean, boy, he did sleepy one. Well, good. And you know who else had some good knockouts this year was Benil fucking Dariush. Yeah, Benil had some fucking nasty knockouts. I forget who he knocked out, but he the video was going around on Twitter earlier this fucking week. He fucking slept, homeboy.
Was Showtime versus Wonder Boy this year?
I don't think so.
Okay,
it worked. Yes.
Oh, there you are, Kyle. You got one?
It sort of worked. You guys still sound like robots. Listen, part of this is I'm having an issue with the Safari. The other part of it is I'm 107 years old with technology. So that's a big piece of it. But I can hear you now. I didn't hear anything any of you guys said. So what are we talking about?
Listen, knockout of the year, but you can't pick that fucking Joaquin fucking Buckley kick for fuck's sakes.
I mean, dude, wasn't the Jorge Masvidal knockout this year? When was that?
No,
not Askren. No, it was 2019.
Was that 2019?
Yeah, that was last year.
I was about to say, I was like, listen, I was like, what are we talking about? I was like, I can't remember if that was in like January.
No, that was last year.
Oh boy, Garbrandt. I mean, that was just a nasty. And part of like my criteria when I go into this stuff is storyline and enjoyment, right? If you listen to Not Safe for Work, I'm hyper focused on storylines. And while the fight itself didn't necessarily have a storyline, it wasn't just that the knockout, had it happened in the middle of the round, would have been just fantastic. But it didn't happen in the middle of the round. It happened as the fucking bell was hitting. It just adds that extra layer of just oomph, and that's what you're looking for. So to me, that's why I think it edges almost everything out. the knockout of the year was the kick. I mean, that was the knockout of the year. I don't think that's a question, at least for me. But I would say if we're shying away from that, then it was the Garbrandt knockout for sure.
You know what? Now that I think about it, okay, yes. The cock-sucking kick was sexy. We all get that. But all due respect, it was against a bird of shit that kick landed. If we're taking that into account, the level of opposition in which you knocked out, would it be far-fetched to argue that Kevin Holland had the best knockout of this year? Because not only did he get a knockout off of his butt, but he knocked out Jacare. Now, I realize Jacare's a little long in the tooth before everybody gets cute, but he is Jacare. Hazmat knocked out a who the fuck. Joaquin Buckley knocked out a who the fuck. Cody, who Cody knock out? A Sansao?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably Cody, I guess. But still, Kevin Holland knocking out fucking Jacare off of his ass cheek is a big one, too.
It's like the pound for pound argument, right? I mean, there's kind of the different criteria and what does it for you. With Jacare, I get your point. I will say I'm 107 years old in technology. Jacare is 107 years old in real life. Yeah. So it's a little different, you know.
Okay.
100%. All right. What was the other one?
Sub of the year? Is that what we're doing?
Darius Shatuga knockouts. Fall over Moraes was good. It really was. Sean O'Malley had a nice one on Wineland.
Oh yeah. That's right.
To be fair, that was unfair as shit. I think if anything hit Wineland, he was gonna go. He was gonna go to sleep. But
Wineland's definitely. But Scott, what's his name? Scott Wineland. That's the Stone Temple Pilots friend.
Yeah, he is. Fuck. Eddie Wineland.
Eddie Wineland. Yes. Jesus Christ.
All right, moving on. Sub of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Submission of the year. I had one, and it wasn't in the UFC. But Fred, you want to take that one first?
No, I don't, because I know what the fuck I'm looking at. What you taking? I'm googling shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm about to Google and find out. I have to remember.
Mine also was in UFC, so I'm interested in who you're going with, Eddie.
Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you go first?
Otis just reminded me of something, and I was very happy to hear that one. When was GDR put out Pena? Yes, Pena. Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jesse hates old Pena. Dislikes her. Anyway. All right. I'll go first on this one. Submission of the year to me was at a Bellator 253. AJ McKee versus Darian Caldwell pulling out some shit that I was still trying to figure out how it worked. So the fight had barely started when Caldwell went in there with a single leg takedown. McKee just stayed calm off his back, landing elbows and punches off his back and everything. But he was waiting for an opportunity. And I don't know what the fuck he called the submission. It was like a neck crank, right? Like he had his arm through under his own leg and shit, and he was cranking. I don't know, maybe someone in the chat knows the name of the submission if he named it. But he was basically trying to get Caldwell's head down to his feet, off his back, and he got the tap. And I know that's a painful ass submission because we messed around with that in training like a couple of days later. But that to me was the submission of the year out of Bellator.
Okay, so. Here's a few.
Yeah.
I looked it up. I cheated, you cocksuckers. I cheated. So we'll see what's doing here. We'll see what I pick after this. Okay. Habib Justin. I did love that. Now, I'm not the biggest Habib fan. Everybody knows I'm a Conor nut hugger. So me and Habib got personal fucking business. But I did the way he set up that triangle and to actually submit fucking Justin Gaethje with the triangle was pretty fucking impressive. I have to admit. Jimmy Flick versus Cody Durden. That's what was that last week or the week before, the flying triangle. Now, that was fucking nasty. Now, that's one of those things where Jimmy Flick was probably a little more impressive, but it was on less than stellar competition. Habib fucking throwing a triangle on goddamn Justin Gaethje, sort of a big deal. And then we've got some honorable mentions here. Jack Hermanson against Kelvin Gastelum. Aljamain Sterling, Cody Sandhagen. That was a big one. Mackenzie Dern, Hannah Cyphers. Meh. Charles Olivieri, Kevin Lee. Yep. And Fabricio Verdum, Alexander Gustafsson. I wouldn't quite say that was the one of the year, but all very good submissions.
Thank you, Unbroken. You call it the 100% move. He's right. 100%. The Agent McKee submission.
Oh yeah.
I read that's what it's called 100%. No, that's fucking genius. I think it's a wrestling move, right, Unbroken? Am I wrong on that? But anyway, Otis says Dracker Manson heel hook over Gaslam. Ooh, that was dope.
That was
Which one was it? Was that the no? The other one. Cody. Is it Hooper? What's his first name? Cody? No.
The
Hooper. Chase Hooper. Thank you. Chase Hooper's last second. Like fucking try heel hook at the end.
Yeah, that was impressive.
That was impressive as fuck because that never works. Not never, but like fucking try heel hook rarely works. But I guess we lost Kyle. Who knows if he's gonna come back?
Yeah, he seems to be having a problem with technology there. He's over in fucking Texas, the country of Texas. So who knows?
Oh, is he? Okay. I thought he was in Ohio. Oh, is he visiting?
Yeah, he's visiting his wife's people, I think.
It's that Apple product. See, that's the problem with Apple.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna come back or not, but I might have someone to fill in last second here. But if he comes back, we'll just do 6 people. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Or five people, whatever it is. All right. So yeah, that's that one. We got a few more categories here. You want to knock out?
Actually, can I for knockout of the year? I totally didn't even think about my favorite knockout of the year. Jake Paul against that basketball player. That was great.
Fuck up.
I'm surprised it's your knockout of the year.
What the fuck? Oh my god! All right.
I'm surprised your knockout of the year wasn't fucking what's the boring prick that just knocked out Greg Hardy?
I didn't see it.
Marcin Tybura.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was like a ground and pound stoppage or whatever, but nonetheless.
Yeah. Coming in last second. All right, and we had reached out to him before, but luckily, Mr. Woods. Always ready to go.
There he is.
That's good, party people. Glad to have you. That Ariane Lipsky or Tara Lipinski or whatever, man, fuck. She turned that shit into Nancy Kerrigan. I swear to God. I mean, with that fucking reverse knee bar. That was, I mean, in pro wrestling, that's an Indian deathlock. That shit was fucking phenomenal. But also, I mean, again, Jimmy Flick to have 3. I mean, we're talking an LFA title, a Contender Series win, as well as his UFC main roster debut, all happened within the first round via submission. What the fuck is that? Now, obviously, the one move alone, AJ McKee gets the vote every time, but the totality of fucking work, Jimmy fucking Flick, the guy that didn't have a... Oh, no, actually, you know what? He actually scored a regional title in 2020. Regional title, LFA title, Contender Series, and then a main roster debut. Nice. All submissions, first round. So I'm just saying.
Nancy Kerrigan. All right. All right. Let's knock out a couple more of these here, and then we'll ask you about your moment of the year here. Not moment, but the moment that stood out to you. Let's make it an easy one. Commentator of the year. Now, people always complain about commentators, right? They're always bitching about Rogan, DC, and everything. Like, I guess who was the most tolerable commentator to you, Woods?
I love like all of it. I love Rogan. I love fucking Mauro Ranallo and shit like that. I like when people shoot the shit. That's what we all fucking do, is shoot the shit and bring everybody along. So to me, I think, you know, unless you want that fucking Howard Cosell fucking shit, but I think we've moved away from that. No disrespect to Howard Cosell or your Walter Cronkite and all that shit, but I mean, it's a brand new fucking day, as Sting said. So with that all being said, I will actually say, well, and this is one thing that you guys left out about Angie Hill. Angie Overkill Hill was the first, like, you know, black fighter to essentially, a female black fighter to essentially have an ESPN gig, and they brought her on back and forth. She's done shit with Karen Bryant. I mean, so I mean, shout out to Angie Hill for that. I'm not saying she's like the best commentator or whatever, but I'm gonna go there. Yeah, she's fucking phenomenal.
She's not bad at all. She's not bad at all.
She's phenomenal. Absolutely. So, I mean, and I hate to say this because, again, for guys like us that want a gig at the big show, or, I mean, it sucks when you put a fighter out there, because here we go with Jimmy Smith, who, by Rogan's account, right, is the best analyst that there is in the MMA atmosphere, and he can only last 1 year in MMA, right? But you, again, totality of work, you got to add it to either DC or Bisping.
Okay.
Yo, I'm about to give y'all a Jesse level hot take.
Oh shit!
You know what?
Oh shit!
I know. Go ahead.
Don't take mine.
I know he's
don't take mine, Fred.
I know what you're gonna say too, dude. Go ahead.
I don't know who any of y'all about to say. Uncle Joe.
Joe Rogan.
I don't. And strictly for this reason, people have been hating Joe Rogan, and I, for one, don't understand it. Like, every once in a while, I guess he gets a little annoying and sort of riding this fighter's tits or something. But sometimes I'll an event will get done and there'll be like they want Joe Rogan off the event from now on, and I'm like, well, we just watching the same shit. Like, I don't know where this like people fucking low key have turned on Joe Rogan. Like, they do not want to see him around at all. I remember back in the day where I didn't even think this sport would go on without Goldie and Joe. Like, I thought Goldie and Joe, motherfucking what was the cat's name? Bert, whatever the fuck, we rolling, baby.
Yeah,
like, I didn't think shit would even work without them cats, but like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But Joe Rogan called a lot of shit this year. I think he's solid. He's not doing half as many events. He comes in stoned as fuck. He's still a professional. And fucking Joe Rogan, son. Joe Rogan, my commentator of the year.
All right, Jesse, who you got?
All right. So to me, like Adam was saying, the thing about commentary is it's a conversation that you get to be a part of or you get to be brought into, right? And I think the best chemistry that I've ever like listened to is DC, Dominic Cruz, and Joe Rogan. Because those three guys, you got DC and Joe, who are just talking crazy sometimes, right? They are on a crazy tangent, and then Dominic Cruz is like, he's like the teacher that's like technical, and he'll like even like I'll never forget. Joe was talking about something that somebody was doing in the octagon, and he was saying, well, like he shouldn't be doing this, and then Dominic right away, well, why shouldn't he, Joe? What should he be doing right now? Like he started like grilling them, and it was great. It was awesome, but see, like it never ever seems like there's animosity. And although I love John Anik, those three guys, like on every event, like they're just like it's like having a radio show that you love to listen to because they're so friendly and they bring you along for the ride. And then the emotions between DC and Joe, when something happens, like they just explode with yeah. And I feel like those three are like just a perfect combination of everything you want, like crazy commentary plus, very on the nose, like technical with Dominic Cruz, and then DC also being technical but crazy and matching Joe at his level. So those three guys for me.
All right. And I'm just gonna go with Paul Felder. Hey, Paul Felder. All right. Like baddest motherfucker in the commentator game to me steps in on days. No, I don't even know how many days notice to take a main event fight. Loses it. Right, loses it. And then he says, "You know what? I'm not retiring. I got more left in me." Then a week later, back on the microphone, back to his job. He's damn good at what he does. Bad motherfucker. I'm taking Paul Felder.
Didn't he also like commentate and then ran down to corner somebody?
He cornered
and went back.
Yeah. On Fight Island.
Yeah, Paul Felder, he's a kind of guy you want to be friends with. That dude's just dope. So
yeah, that's actually a really good pick for a commentator of the year. He did do all that as a commentator.
I love that. But just to echo the sentiment with Rogan, right? I mean, the last time he fucking showed up at the fucking pay-per-view, I fucking popped. I fucking was like, oh shit, Joe, right? And as a guy, almost like in the sense of Connor, right? $100 million. Like that's reported that those two guys got. So the fact that we get Conor McGregor, the fact that we get Joe Rogan commentating, those are going to be few and far between as the years roll on. So that is a fucking joy. So you're not going to catch me fucking, talking shit about either one of those two or whatever. They can fucking call on the lap. Fucking Rogan could be on shrooms. Let me have it. I'll fucking pay the fucking pay-per-view price. I don't give a shit.
I'll call it now, dude. I'll call it now. This 2021 will be the last year that Rogan commentates UFC. I think you got so many good guys now between Bisping and Cruz and Felder. You don't really need Rogan anymore. And I think that's by design. I think he's told Dana like, hey, I'm 21, I'm done. So you better start piling them up, getting some guys ready. And I think they got a nice little stable of guys ready to go. Yep. So I think that's that on that. All right. Woods, what moment stood out to you? What most stood out to you in 2020 in this crazy pandemic year?
Fucking Dana White's fuck you to everyone. Good Lord. How could that not be? He's the male fighter of the year because he fought the fucking press. He's a fucking, if he wanted to identify as a female, Dana White fucking wins everything. I mean, I thought fucking Fight Island was essentially a fucking ploy to sell some dumbass, gaudy ass t-shirts. He fucking proved me wrong. I'm the first to admit, my goodness. And all the shit, at the time, right? Context is key. you have to remember, like, again, we all thought we were gonna fucking die. We went on Hood side and see people in China fucking dropping dead dick in the dirt and shit like that. That was it. And this motherfucker says, I'm gonna run Tachi. I got a fucking island. Oh, Florida's doing some shit. I'm like, whatever. And again, I mean, the only other thing, and I know this is an MMA show, but I mean, week per week, the only other company that has ran is the WWE, right? But Vince and Dana are those crazy motherfuckers, right? And also, I mean, seriously, I mean, it's that Irish fucking blood. The same thing that runs through Connor, the same thing that runs through Vince, that same thing that fucking runs through Dana. They're all kind of Irish descent, Connor directly, but they're crazy motherfuckers that don't need to do it. Vince can fucking die. Dana could fucking fuck off with the WME merger, you know, and Connor with the Floyd money and the fucking, and again, going into that Floyd, yeah, exactly. Going into that Floyd fight, he was already the highest paid MMA athlete that there ever had been. You know, Tito, Chuck, all of the Ronda, everybody before him, he was the highest paid athlete that MMA, not just UFC, MMA had ever produced, right? And then he goes in to fight Floyd. And how does he fucking, you know, invest in his income when all of us motherfuckers, especially this year, getting hard in the paint, deep dick in the dirt with fucking Robin Hood, this motherfucker buys a whiskey company. I actually like it, you know, whatever. And I actually put in the chat, I mean, well, Connor's whiskey or Barnett's whiskey. I don't know. Yeah. But you know, still, but this is somebody who took on fucking Jameson, 100 and some odd plus year old company, and then pay dirt. I'm just saying, crazy shit. So Dana White.
There you go.
Dana White he's the moment. He's the everything of the year.
Lars Hicker should get a commentate, and I agree with that. And people hate on her. I don't get that. I don't get why they hate on her.
I don't get it either.
And she, you know, and she's like, look at it.
That's why they hate on her, because she's a good-looking bitch that's talented.
But look at this. Yeah, but look at this. I mean, she was in Invicta. She fought. She fucking fought. Her record isn't that bad, right? Especially in that aspect of Invicta. You know, she was one of the first fucking stars, right? And then maneuvers. Look at and Invicta is my favorite promotion because I think women's MMA is where fucking men's MMA was 25 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. Even with after Ronda, after Nunes, after Cyborg, it's there. So the thing about it is, for her to fucking switch over so seamlessly. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had fucking Elise Thordo do the fucking ring card guy. Yeah. How long did that fucking last, right? But Sanko to interviewing and shit. I mean, it carried her from Invicta all the way to the UFC, right? So, yeah, I mean, shout out to Sanko, shout out to Karen Bryant, shout out to Megan O'Leary, because this is a fucking man's world and they're fucking doing this shit. They're some of my favorites.
All right, 100%, man. All right, I'm gonna throw in the link. Now we had talked about this again, and we're running out of time, so we're gonna go ahead and just totally just throw a wrench in this whole thing. And I'm gonna cut out the rest of the except for fight of the year. I'm gonna cut out the rest of the categories. We're running out of time. All right. So I'm gonna throw in right now. So we'll be talking for a little bit longer, obviously, but I just put in the link in the Keyboard Warriors chat. Hopefully that's where I put it. All right, and we'll just keep woods on. We're bringing a fifth person. All right. If you have something to say, a moment that stood out to you in 2020 in MMA, click that link. Camera off if you want to. Just make sure you have your audio up and some earbuds on, and shoot the shit with us for a couple minutes here.
Yeah, just click the fucking link. You always come and show up. Click the link. Where you at, fucking MMA Jab? Come on, let's go. Fucking click your link. Say hello to us.
Let's go, Aaron.
Right.
Don't be fucking shy.
Anybody, it don't even matter. We'll give you a couple minutes and then we'll get into the next person. All right. So like I was saying, fight of the year. To me, there was only one to even talk about. Zhang Wei Li and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, UFC 248. Right. Holy shit! From start to finish, and the last two rounds even crazier. Like that was just a wild fight. I actually rewatched that quite a few times. It was dope.
Yeah. See, this is why I almost didn't want to have this discussion.
Categories, right?
Yeah, because it's like there's not. Figgy and Moreno was a really, really good fight just here recently. Possibly a close second, but definitely Weili Zhang and Joanna and Jacek. I mean, that was the fight of the year. There's not much debate over it. It was the greatest female fight of all fucking time. Yeah, I mean, like hands down, bro. Like that's why I said this ain't even a question. Like, period. That was fight of the year. Period.
She turned Joanna into a fucking Klingon. She looked like Worf from fucking Star Trek. Good lord.
Yeah.
And yeah, and here's the thing. Again, Joanna, you guys forget, like people who are like downplay that fight. Remember what a fucking, I mean, pardon the pun, but cyborg that fucking Joanna was. She was a stone cold killer. And fucking Wiley Zhang did that to her. Fucking A, my goodness. Yeah, dude. Holy shit. That,
bro.
I mean,
that looks fake. That looks like
right
CGI shit. That picture right there. Go that fucking one right in the middle. Top middle.
I got
top
you.
middle picture.
Yep.
That fucking picture. That yeah. Yep. Look at that shit. That the funny thing, that's not photoshopped. Like her, that is what she actually looked like. Yeah, that's fucking fight of the year. What the fuck?
Damn, bro.
What's funny about that is if they put that in a movie, everybody would be like, nah. Nobody's head could swell like that. That's impossible, right?
Not from just getting punched.
Yeah, and especially the fact that again we saw with the what Cowboy did, right, and blew his nose and in that fight and shit like that, and we saw how that went, right, and it was stopped. This was not stopped. This wasn't stopped. This shit went to the fucking final bell. So shit, come on.
It was absolutely a crazy movie. I'm gonna give people let's give people a little bit of time to get some courage to jump on here. If they don't, no big deal. We'll just keep shooting the shit. Whatever. We have a few more minutes here. All right. So 2020 is about to end here in a couple of days. And I know, we keep saying this over and over again. 2020 is over. Don't matter. I mean, nothing really changes, right? But what are we looking forward to, I guess, in MMA? And Fred, starting with Fred in 2021. Now, what are you, I guess, looking forward to or hoping for?
Oh, God, baby boy, a lot. Fucking a lot. Listen, we hung on this year by a thread, and it was decent. But look, we were fucked, man. We had COVID. Now we do got a vaccine. All you fucking nutty anti-vaxxers out there, the cocksucking vaccines being passed around. It seems to be working. With a little bit of fucking time and luck, we're going to get the fucking show back on the road. And next year, long as don't nothing go too fucking crazy, it's going to be lit. There's tons of shit to look forward to. Look, fucking Otis said at the beginning of the show, we got Izzy fighting to become fucking a two fucking weight class champion, get that 205-pound belt that John Jones left behind to go to heavyweight for. So we get to see John Jones fight at heavyweight next year for sure. More than likely, we're going to get to see the rematch with Ngannou and Stipe before that goes down. Jesus is fucked in the head for saying that it was the fucking female fighter of the year, but we do get to see one of the most prolific female boxers ever make her transition into MMA next year. I mean, there is a fucking laundry list of shit to be excited for. Not to mention, listen, Bellator is always going to be number 2. I'm watching The Sopranos right now. Have you guys ever watched The Sopranos before?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. In The Sopranos, in the mafia, the mob always has a side chick, except they refer to her as a Gumar. And they treat her with real respect. She's not just a side chick. Like, you're married, but then you also have your fucking Gumar. Yeah. Bellator is a good Gumar, but she will always, always be the Gumar. She's never going to be the wife. And I'll be a son, but Mr. Unbroken.
Unbroken joining us here from the chat. How you doing?
Oh, hey, yeah. First time y'all are hearing me. Let's go.
Hey, man. Hey, bro. So what was the moment that stood out to you from 2020 in MMA?
All right, I'm gonna go real crazy. All right, I watch a lot of LFA, and the moment that stood out for me is LFA 85 Vanessa Demopoulos versus Sam Hughes. I know not a lot of people follow LFA, but you got to see this fight. It's crazy. It was a war. Demopoulos getting her ass kicked for 4 rounds and then throws up a fucking Hail Mary reverse triangle. It's silly. And she won the LFA title. That's my MMA moment of the year. Like, no, I guess a lot of people don't pay a lot to like the chicks trying to get to the next level. The chicks like trying to knock this chick out, trying to go to the UFC. And so Vanessa Demopoulos, she submitted Sam Hughes, and weirdly enough, Sam Hughes is in the UFC. She got waxed by Tisha Torres, but
Yep.
you know, but that fight it's one of the best MMA fights period for the year.
There you go.
I don't say that lightly.
Oh, there you go, man. So, how long have you been watching MMA, dude?
10 years, maybe. Long time.
Yeah.
I kind of skipped the Just Bleed era. I wasn't into it. Like I skipped a lot of the Just Bleed, and I started a long time.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate you jumping on, dude. Hanging out. It's always fun to shoot shit with you in the chat and in the on here on YouTube and in the chat, dude. So I appreciate you jumping on, brother.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Happy New Year's, man.
Good night, brother. Yeah. Happy New Year's, man.
Later. All right. Hey, we got one. All right. There you go. That was dope.
Yes.
Appreciate you, Broken.
Where's Otis at? I know he's in the chat.
Otis should be in the chat. Actually, he might not be in the chat anymore. I'm not sure. Otis, are you in the chat still? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll DM. Well, I'll find a way to get you the link somehow if you want to come on. I got a few more minutes. So what's up?
So here's a weird one, right? So the LFA introduced the strawweight title and had Sam Hughes and Vanessa Demopoulos for the inaugural title. The run that they did like 4 weeks in a row, their first LFA back, and they did all title fights, right? So here's the crazy thing, right? So Demopoulos beats Hughes, right? Then Hughes, kind of languished, and the last LFA before COVID out here in Orange County, they were on the same. Hughes and Demopoulos were on the same fucking LFA card, right? So then, Demopoulos gets the shot at fucking Contender Series, doesn't win that, comes back down to LFA to essentially defend it against Lupita Godinez, and Lupita Godinez literally fucking, starches Demopoulos. I mean, there was a point in the fucking match, and both are friends, and both have been on the podcast. So yeah, I guess I'm not talking out of school, but Lupita Godinez literally fucking picks Demopoulos up on her shoulder because she couldn't hear her corner on the other side of the LFA octagon, and fucking picks her up and whatever, and then slams her.
That was so dope.
Right, and then. Okay, so two champions, essentially, right? In Godinez and Demopoulos, and Sam Hughes is the one in the UFC.
That's so crazy.
Wow, fucking A.
Oh, you never know, man. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason for this shit.
And make no mistake about it, I'm sure those young ladies will get their opportunity, or ladies, right? I'm sure there's probably just it's always business. I'm sure there's a reason, but Sam Hughes is probably just a sacrificial lamb. They're like, yeah, come on, fight Tisha Torres. Yeah. Tisha needs a dance partner this weekend. We'll sacrifice you. We'll save those other two girls for like legitimate opponents to get them where they need to be, type shit.
Right. All right, folks. I'm not sure anyone else is going to come on here, so I think we're going to start wrapping it up. So each one of us, starting with Woods, sorry, Fred, what's up?
Well, no, okay, I was just going to say, just to put a little quick bow then, I could carry on for one thing that we're all looking forward to most in 2021 with MMA. I'll start off just quickly. John Jones at heavyweight. For me, it's that I live and die. I cannot wait to see what happens with John motherfucking Jones at heavyweight. That's it for me in 2021, Jack. That's knowing the Connor's fighting.
Right.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and I'm not a fan of Izzy at all. He just doesn't. Him on Rogan was mildly annoying. Like I'm just not that person. I'm sure he's a good guy, I'm sure, and whatever, but he just doesn't jive with me, right? But here I cannot underestimate his talent, right? So what I'm looking for in 2021 is not only him jumping in that title fight for 205, but I want John Jones and Izzy for the heavyweight title, because I think when you fucking turn Jones loose, and Izzy loose, fucking literally the fucking atmosphere, the fucking meteoroid, all that shit can happen after the fuck right there. So if Izzy essentially wins the fucking, is the champion of what he is now, right? And then wins the fucking 205 title, and then potentially wins by year's end the fucking heavyweight title. hopefully that's with John Jones at the fucking, the throne and shit like that. There is no like mistake about it. Izzy for this going into 2022 is the greatest of all time. 3 titles in. I mean, I'm fucking. Maybe I'm smoking some of the smoke that fucking Gem City Jesus has got there, but I'm fucking all in. I'm all in.
Okay, that's a fair point. I mean, could happen. Jesse,
Clears the shields, right?
Yeah, Jesse, come on now. What you got?
Honestly, it's nothing. I have been away from the sport for months now, and I don't even miss it. I mean, you guys heard my responses to these end of the year things, and they were so casual. Honestly, I enjoyed my time watching MMA, but I have not even looked back at looking at it. So I mean, I was gonna tell you guys this is really the last time I'll be on this show, because honestly, I don't even watch it anymore. So there's really no point at me giving you guys a super casual, antiquated take on anything. Although I know it's fun to watch Fred almost his head explode. Like it was a great moment to me say Clarissa Shield, and Fred's eyes almost bulged out of his head, and he almost like had an aneurysm. It was great.
Okay, are you pulling a Habib right now? You retiring?
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, I feel like I've been betrayed. Like it's one thing to just like not do the show no more, but are you saying you're just done watching the fights? You're just giving up on it altogether? You're just like not going to watch MMA anymore? What are you going to go watch fucking rugby?
No, soccer, my friend, soccer or football. No, honestly, like I was telling, like I've told Eddie before. I mean, I have so many things now that like are on my plate, and I just don't have enough hard drive to keep up with, how I used to. I mean, you guys know, I literally would have notes and notes on each event, like what a guy had in his record, what he was good at, all these things. And I just really don't have the hard drive for that anymore.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. Jesse like took this shit so serious. Like he went to events, to combate events, fucking it's straight out like you're supposed to, right? Notes. He did breakdowns. You guys remember? We used to do the Jesse like the breakdowns and all that. And like he would send me audio, like interviews and all that shit, and I put it together, put videos up. Like Jesse took it legit serious. Jesse's one of those dudes that he's gonna put in all the effort or none at all. Like he's not gonna give you a half-ass fucking. I mean, until he started to Skip Bayless bullshit. But other than that, like he's never gonna give you like anything less than his full effort. So if this is really it, dude, if this is really it, like we hope to have you on every once in a while, at least as a guest.
Plus, the fact that I'm putting so much effort into this triathlon at my old age, like I seriously feel like I might die doing this thing. But like Eddie's saying, I'm putting 100% effort. I know Fred gave me crap over not drinking anything and not partaking in anything, but that's really how serious I've put myself into this. I've lost like almost like 20 something pounds, close to 30 pounds.
Where you at right now weight wise?
I was like 190 and like change a couple days ago.
Damn, I just got down to I just hit 205. I'm trying to get down to that 195 or between 190 185 for the triathlon. So we'll see, man. We'll put pictures up and shit, y'all. We're gonna get video, pictures of the triathlon. Hopefully,
I'm telling you,
that up for us.
I'm gonna get abs for that day. I've got my little Speedo, and I'm gonna take a picture, send it to Fred. I know he's gonna enjoy that.
You can put that on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll make it my fucking. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jesus. If you get fucking abs, I'll make it my profile picture indefinitely.
Okay.
Get out.
I don't
gotta do it.
I don't mean a layer of fat that rolled over and looked like a lump. I mean abs. You get abs.
Or spray on shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna spray on some stuff. I'm gonna get some makeup, make it look good.
A little mirror.
You're gonna be in Tempe, Arizona when it's nice and warm in May. You'll be fine, dude. It'll be dope. All right. Well, this is really it as far as like you being a regular. We appreciate the fuck out of you, bro. We've been doing this forever, for fucking ever. you've been around since before the Andrew Reid days. So I mean, it's been dope, man. Appreciate you so much, and good luck with everything. And make sure, whenever you ever have time to come on, you have like a Wednesday off or whatever, just shoot us a line. Even if we don't talk fucking MMA, just fucking come on and hang out for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'll try, man.
And then fuck, all right. I was now my little fucking thing to look forward to in 21 is gonna be lame as shit. I'm just hoping Nick Diaz does something. That's it.
That's good though. That's a good one. That's actually a good one. He's supposed to fight. I hope he does.
Give me something, Nick. Nate, we know is gonna do something in like a year or two, but Nick, give me something. Just give me one fight.
Right.
Whoop ass and then call it a day if you want to. All right, y'all. We made it. 2020 is in the books.
There it is.
That's it for MMA for us. We'll be back next week. It'll be 2021. Hopefully, like the fucking world don't explode on tomorrow night. That'd be fucking crazy. Shout out to everyone that's tuned in to watch the shows every single week. Otis is basically part of the crew. Might as well be on the show. Otis is part of the crew. Unbroken just came on. Appreciate you, man. I know Aaron is always around. Who else do we usually have? What was it? Kairos. We always have the other Aaron from Dallas. I'm trying to remember all these people. We have so many people to thank. We love the hell out of you guys for watching every weekend, every week. It's dope. Shout out to Mr. Adam Woods. Of course, you can find him at According to Woods, as always. Sir. And one more time in 2020. What's up, Fred?
This cute cocksucker wasn't going to let his last trip be on here without seeing his slim face.
Yeah.
Since he lost some weight, he's like, let me kick this fucking camera on because it's the last time you're going to see me.
Thank you, Otis. Raider was always on here.
Oh, yeah.
Probably busy and everything, but appreciate you. The hell out of you, Raider. You're always dope. I have so many people, man, that come on here that I normally will remember names, but my mind's going to scramble now.
Just shout out to everybody.
Man.
We really, really, really do appreciate it, man. Like, obviously, we ain't doing gangbuster numbers. We ain't getting paid to do this. This shit really is for the love of the sport and for all the homies that come and hang out with us, man. So we really, really do appreciate that shit, for real.
And I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, because if not for you guys inviting me early on in the pandemic, According to Woods literally would not fucking exist. So shout out to the fucking keyboard warriors for all of you do. And again, Jesse, you and I have fucking shared the road and covered events. So my goodness, I mean, I hate to see you leave. If it's for the best, I totally understand. But fuck, man, thank you, because you made cool shit happen for me too. So thank you, my man.
Yeah, you seriously, you're dope as fuck, man. God's man. Otis remembers everything that I don't. Otis, you need to be on the show, bro.
And still, Fred, I gotta buy you a beer. You're not getting away. We're gonna meet up in Vegas, and trust me, we're getting trashed.
This COVID gets under control. Hey, this vaccine, God willing, works on everybody. We're gonna meet in Vegas and we're gonna have some fun. We're doing this shit. What? You're invited. Fuck it.
I'm here. I'm in.
That's the next time that fucking Jesus will be doing a podcast. We're gonna be fucking asshole hammered. I'm fucking dosing all of us on shrooms.
Fucking Fremont Street and shit, like a Monster Magnet fucking video. Space Lord, mother, fucking A.
There you go. All right, shout out to the sponsors, RipTheWarriors.com, SpicePros.com. For the last time in 2020, KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com gets you all the video that you like. We're back on audio. I fixed stupid ass SoundCloud, so this will be first show I've uploaded forever. But you will get this on iTunes, Spotify, all the other stuff. Kirby_Made for Fred, Spawat 1083 for Jesse. I'm at ALA32. You guys have been amazing this year. Please have a very safe and fun, but very safe New Year's. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Catch you guys on the other side of this thing. I'm not gonna be like, go catch you guys next year. That's stupid. But catch you guys next week in 2021. All right. Good night. Good night, Wilshire.